For this quick and easy Christmas DIY, you're going to need one of these new Crafter Square hanging holders. I found these just about a week or 2 weeks ago in my store. They were over in the floral garden department. They had several stacked inside and they were just laying on the shelf. So you want to keep your eyes open. I think this is absolutely adorable. You're also going to need some of the Waverly Antique Wax. If you don't have any of this, you can always use brown paint. Now this is a galvanized item. To get this so that it accepts the paint and the Mod Podge that I'm going to be using later, you need to prep this base, and that's very easy to do. All you need to do is wash the area that you're going to be painting or Mod Podging with mild soap and water. That will clean off any residue that's left from the manufacturing process. After that, you want to take some white vinegar and you want to rub down the outside. Now, galvanized items come with a coating on it that is resistant to accepting paint and other types of things you want to attach to the outside. So to get good adhesion and not to get any chipping on your paint, you want to do this process. Soap and water, rinse, rub it down good with white vinegar, and then rinse it well again to remove any residue of the vinegar, and dry. And then your item is ready to move forward and paint or Mod Podge or do whatever you want to it, and you'll have much more success with it. Now this has already been prepared. Now the reason why I want to add the antique wax is I want to age this a little bit on the outside. So I have my favorite chip brush here. It has dried paint and everything in it. I like it that way. It makes this technique look much better and makes it much easier. Just dab off any excess. I like to start around the edge. This tells me how much paint I actually have on my brush. It can help me remove any excess. Now I have my little holder here and it's pretty much dry. I want to add a little image here on the front. So I went on the internet and I found this really cute little image. So I put it into Word and sized it to the size I needed. Now this one is just on plain copy paper. So as you can see, if I put it right here, it looks much more white against the background. And then this one I did on colored cardstock, so it comes out looking a little bit more antiqued. And I like that much better on my background. So this is the one that I'm going to use. And I just measured to see how large I wanted the image, and then I sized it in Word and printed it in Word. Now I'm going to add it with some Mod Podge here. And I'm going to put Mod Podge all over the front because I want the finish to be the same. Now I have my image down. When I applied the Mod Podge, it did lift up some of the antique wax. So now that I have my image down nice and smooth, and I did use this guy right here, my edges started to lift up because the paper was thicker because this one is on cardstock. So I use this to smooth it out. It's down nice and smooth. I have a good coat of Mod Podge there. I let it sit for just a few minutes till it got tacky. And now I'm going to go back over a little bit here with my antique wax to replace what I lifted up from with the Mod Podge. Very pretty. I like that. Nice old rustic. Now you need to let that fully set up. My galvanized hanger is dry and I'm really happy. It looks very antique-y and weathered to me, which is exactly the look I was going for. I picked this ribbon up at Dollar Tree. I really like it and I think it suits the pattern that I chose here, my image. I'm just going to glue this here and I'm going to use a combination of the Crafter Square craft glue and hot glue. Not a lot of things like to stick to galvanized items, so I want to make sure that this doesn't come off. The hot glue will hold it there until the craft glue can set up. I think that looks absolutely adorable. Now to finish this off, I'm just going to put some really pretty Christmas greeneries here in the top. This is going to be the focal point of my greenery. I picked this pickup from Walmart. It was like $1, I think it was $1.28. I like it. It has a little bit of greenery here on the back and it is flocked on the front. It has some holly leaves and then these beautiful berries, and they're all different sizes, and I like that these are rather large. And then I also have two pieces here that I cut off a larger stem of some greenery. They each have a single little pine cone there. And this greenery I picked up from Michael's. So I'm going to put this in the background and this in the foreground. And just play with it, do a little bit of adjusting until you get it the way that you like it. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? What a beautiful Christmas decor piece to hang on your wall. You can even hang this on your Christmas tree if you like large ornaments on your tree. Simply use the hanger here to hang it on your wall or your tree. Absolutely gorgeous. For our next Christmas DIY, you're going to need a pair of these little Christmas booties. They come 2 in a set. You can remove any of the hanging ribbon. Now they have 2 different patterns to choose from. I decided to use this one today. I think they're so cute. And I love these little pom-poms here on the end of the strings. You're also going to need 2 of these picks. Now they have 3 different ones to choose from. This is the one that has the fake snow on it. They also have one that has a little bit of silver or a little bit of gold, so it's your choice, but you will need 2 picks and you get 6 picks in a package, so 1 package will be sufficient. And then you'll also need 1 stem of the frosted greenery, and this is the one with the red berries. Now to prepare the picks, you don't need a very long stem, so just trim off the wire on the bottom. And then I want to cut this into 2 pieces. So I'm going to come down here in the center down a little bit and trim. So now I have 2 pieces. And then here you're going to need 2 single stems here, 1 for each booty. And as you can see, you have a top piece and a bottom piece. You want to separate those 2. You don't need it to be that long. So you'll need 4 small pieces of this and 4 small pieces of the pine pick. The first thing I want to do is I want to glue my 2 little booties here together so that they are nice and steady. And I want them to be a little off from each other like that, so that when you see them from the side you can see both booties. So once you decide their placement and you're happy with them, just glue the 2 together. Then all you need to do is fill the top here with some of your greenery. Put in 2 little pieces of the pine picks and 2 little pieces of your glitter berries per booty. And there you go. Very cute, easy, and simple. Only a few dollars for a really cute little tiered tray decoration. This would also look really good on your side table, mantle. You can also fill it maybe with some poinsettias or even fill them with candy canes. Really cute and simple Christmas DIY. For our next fun Christmas project, you're going to need a bucket or something large to hold snowballs in. I've chosen this one that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I absolutely love Santa's belt here. It does come with handles. You're also going to need several packages of the large snowballs. Now I picked these up at Dollar Tree. If you can't find them at Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby also carries them in a package of 4 that are about the same size. I know they are running a bunch of holiday discounts right now on their Christmas decor. So you can get them for approximately the same amount that you can get for Dollar Tree. So if you can't find them at Dollar Tree, you want to check Hobby Lobby or maybe one of the other craft stores. Now this bucket is rather large, so I need to fill the bottom with a little something so I don't have to quite fill it all with snowballs. So I've just taken a plastic bag and kind of scrunched it up, and I'm going to place that on the bottom. And you can do a couple of them depending on how many snowballs you bought. And the amount of snowballs will depend on the size of your family. If you have a large family and a lot of people that will participate in your indoor snowball fight, then you're going to want to buy a lot of snowballs. If you only have a few people in your family that would get into this, or you're only going to use it as a decor piece, then fill the bottom all the way up to about 3/4 with plastic bags, and then just fill the very top with the snowballs. So that's up to you how many packages you're going to need. My bucket is all nice and full of my snowballs. I'm really happy with that. Now I want to make a sign to go inside to explain what this bucket of snowballs is for. For our sign, you're going to need a piece of wood. This one I picked up from Dollar Tree. I really do like the shape. They have so many different plaques and flat pieces of wood to choose from. I like a little bit of a design around the edges. I think that adds a lot. And then this image I made on canva.com. I really do like that site. You can sign up for a free account and they allow you to use many of the features. So you can go in and create whatever sign you want. Mine says Merry Christmas, Indoor Snowball Fight, How to Play. Pick your teams, claim your space, divide the snowballs evenly. A round is 1 to 3 minutes. The team that has the least amount of snowballs in their space wins the round. Best 3 out of 5 wins the game. And bragging rights. So this is my little sign that I made. This one I printed on an off-white cardstock. I like that. It makes it look a little bit more old. And this one I have printed on just regular white copy paper. So you can use whatever you have on hand. They both will work. And then to attach this, I'm just going to use Mod Podge. And I can see that a few of my little pieces here are going to not be covered, but that's okay because of the dark paper that I used blends in with the wood. And then I'm also going to go over this with a little bit of the Waverly Antique Wax, just a little bit around the edges to darken it, to make this sign really stand out. So those edges will blend in fine once I do that. To attach this, I'm going to be using Mod Podge, and I'm only going to be putting it on the underneath. I'm not going to go over the top with this. So it doesn't matter if you use the matte or the gloss, whatever you have on hand will work. My sign has been sitting flat with a little bit of weight on it for about 45 minutes, so it's nicely set up. I'm now removing all of the excess paper around the edges. You'll need a nice safe cutting surface. And then I use the utility knife. I picked this up at Dollar Tree. And just gently trace out the shape of your wood sign. You don't have to get it on the first time around. You can go over it a couple times. If you try to push too hard, it'll just make it more difficult. So just try to follow the shape and get as close as you can. And now I just have a nail file that I picked up at the nail section at Dollar Tree. I like these. These work very well when you have nice curves and things on your sign. You want to start by going down and away. This will clean up any little bits of excess paper that are left behind and smooth out any rough edges. Now that gives it a nice clean edge. Now I also want to take just a little bit of the paper off. I did here on this corner and I did down here. I'm going to do a little bit up here and here. And again, I just take the file, go over the edge a little bit. Just so that you take just a little bit off. I want this to look a little aged. So that's why I'm going to mess up the paper just a little bit. And then I'll go over it with the antique wax just around the edges. I want the rest of the sign to stand out really well. And darkening the edges will do that. It'll also add a little bit more age. I have my Waverly Antique Wax and my favorite chip brush. Just get a little bit there. Tap off any excess. And I'm only going to hit right around the edges on this. I just want to darken up the edges to really give more definition here to the sign. Perfect. Just what I was looking for. Now I want to put my sign here on a stake, and I have one that's left over. I used the gnome that was attached to this on a wreath, and I always keep these in case I can use them. And I'm going to attach this to the back of my sign here using some of the Crafter Square craft glue and hot glue. My sign is all done. I decided to go in and do some antiquing here on my stake because it was so pristine white next to my sign. But now I think it all goes together perfectly. And all I have to do is stick this in my bucket, and now everybody knows, Merry Christmas. This is an indoor snowball fight, and they have all the rules on how to play. Now, if you wanted to, you could use this as a game for your family. You can also use this as simply a decor piece. You can change the sign and maybe do something Merry Christmas, snowballs, 5 cents, or something along those lines instead of doing the snowball fight. There's so many different ways that you can customize this for your home. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's 3 Christmas DIYs. I had so much fun pulling them all together. I really do love the indoor snowball fight. Living here in California, we rarely see snow in the area that I live in. So to have an indoor snowball fight at Christmas time is going to be a lot of fun. If you enjoy Christmas DIYs, make sure to check these out. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.